got to keep on trying. Some will love you when you have, but when you're down, they laugh at you. That's how life goes. But you got to keep on trying. The representative of electoral district number 17, the last district in Montserrat County, is here. Representative Bernard Benson. He's popularly known in Liberia as DJ Blue. He's here. Representative Benson, I like to say, to get it, man, I had to fast and pray. All right?
Not that bad, Clarence. Come on, man.
Representative Benson, the last time I checked, when I invited you last night, I was just laughing or something. I remember during the heat of the elections,
right,
when that girl was supposed to run on CDC or something,
right,
and I was saying, you people don't have political eyes. You can see something. I said, you think DJ Blue would take PLP to George Weah CDC for nothing? He's negotiating. He's going to run on the ticket there. And of course,
those are political wranglings behind the scenes.
But it's good. Blue, how are you, Benson?
I'm doing great. A little bit exhausted, but I'm fine.
Okay.
Should I say?
Exhausted from what?
The weekend was hectic. Our first annual district sitting in the city of Arlington, overwhelmingly attended. The activities, the exuberance of the day. I took all of that in. I'm just coming back to myself right now.
I know. But how was this generally? I know we'll go to the detail of the annual report itself, what was in it, but generally, how was it?
Well, I think that the people, from the feedback I got from the program, I think it was a little bit different. A lot of people think a district sitting report should be this thing where people come and protest. I know that is normal and big disturbance and all of that. But I think this report was more celebrating achievement our district has done. By the citizens and by office. I think it was more of a celebration. That I'll tell you.
Okay,
exactly.
Now let's go back to the elections. Representative Benson, before we come to your vision for the district, what did you campaign on?
Well, I campaigned basically on what the people of the district all told me in all my engagement around the district, and then it was electricity. Our district has been dark since the war, almost 30-something years. And one of the biggest priority in the district was electricity. So after speaking to communities all around, and seeing different citizen actions to get the attention from government for electricity, I made that a priority. And I said it in our district report. When the former president visited our district, that was one thing. Even before I became representative, I put in front of him. I think that was the only thing I said. Look, the people in the district said that they need electricity, and I'm glad. Right around there, the then government decided to start a project called the GAP project, which means small. We do this gap. When we finish, then we do the other one, small. And it actually brought a semblance of relief to the people. Electricity into mainland District 17 all the way up to La Carrie Mission. Okay. And after that, the new regime came in and they was doing a dedication of the GAP project with President Boycott. And I also congratulated him also by telling him, thank you for continuing the GAP project while we wait on this much heralded World Bank project that is now going on in the district. So electricity has been the main focus, and it still is. Up to now, Clarence, I'm telling you, people in the VOA area, Waco area, and all those areas, they are still yearning, and it's coming. But everybody wants it now.
It's taking some time.
Like I see your house in the same community. I see your house have electricity. I don't have it.
Yeah.
So but it is understandable.
Okay. And are you making some strides? Are you using your networks and your
Yes. That there are a lot of things done in the background. To make it easy. The LEC is doing it. The government of Liberia to LEC and the contractor Wilkins, they're doing the best. But other things that happens in the background, you can't talk it all to make sure their works are easy. making some other things easy behind the scene, and just being constantly involved in the conversation with the transmission.
At some point, you wanted to be a Montserrat senator.
Right.
That didn't work. And then your people in District 17 said, no, we need you. You got to come here to serve us.
Yeah.
You go elected. You are at the legislature. You were not there. You heard a lot of things about the legislature, a lot of misconceptions, assumptions, and all the kind of thing. Is that the place you wanted to be? Is anything changing? Is anything surprising you?
I would say that the place God put me.
Okay.
Somebody think it's all divine. You find yourself in this situation, and then when you look back, you say, "Well, I think this is more divine." And wherever He led me, I think I decided just to do the best I can. I won't be representative for the rest of my life now. Whatever impact I make in our district today, remember that's where I live. That's where all my properties is. That's where I can be joking with the people when I rap it. I would feel very right here. Yeah. So after this period, I have to live there. So everything I do there right now must be done, as if to say I'm a citizen also of the district. But the legislature for me has been a big learning curve. I mean, you hear things, the citizen hear things out there. The $15,000 a month, the this, the that, the those good things like that it is completely different.
Really,
it is completely different, especially for a district, for a challenge district like district number 17, which I refer to as a county. My district is a county. Yeah, I was comparing Misburg to like District 7. District 7 can fit in Misburg. That is just one settlement in our district. District 7, District 8, and parts of District 9. Claxton is almost bigger than those three districts together. You understand? So the challenge, the population, and the things that we need in the district, especially the rural areas, is overwhelming. But by His grace, we'll get there one at a time.
Sometimes you can be shocked when you hear some of the things in the public about the legislature.
Yeah,
you think so?
I was one representative who made my whole earning open on my page. I said, "This is how much I get. This the US dollar component. This is Liberian dollar component. You understand? This is what I get." But let me get to another issue. And I know you heard me and other colleagues, especially from Montserrat County, we've been on this social development fund issue for Montserrat County to, get our share of social development fund. Some of us in this county we have challenged district. Some counties have received the second portion of social development funds. Completely opposite to what the president said in his SONA. President, remember. So that's why I keep saying somebody needs to roll, because you gave the president a wrong information. President Boycott came out and said that all SDF has been disbursed to counties. Now, when you say that, our people hold us responsible,
especially Montserrat,
because you know what? When the president speaks, it's policy. That's the truth. But this is not the truth. Somebody misled the president. We are still fighting to receive social development funds in Montserrat County. Now, for 2024 and 2025, we haven't.
This year,
nothing.
You've not gotten it.
Absolutely nothing.
What's responsible?
I don't know.
Are you're not asking?
We're asking these questions, but we're not getting any answer.
Who are you asking?
We're asking the Minister of Finance. We're asking people in authority. The next thing, Montserrat County will take the authority to court. Listen, it is important because
what are they telling you, Benson?
All kind of haphazard thing, this and that the superintendent is there, different fee. They're not even giving him.
What are we talking about? How much?
We're talking about at least more than $3 million that should be shared in Montserrat County. How do you think district development is supposed to go on? This is why some of us are putting our hands in our pockets. Some of us who are proactive lawmakers that see it, that it needs to be done, that will go for it to be done. We can't wait on government. We're not, absolutely not.
But the caucus should be strong to speak with a voice. You are 19.
We are speaking with voice. We had We had an open session with journalists and law. I'm saying this. This is one of my biggest advocates because I have to reach the president. I think the president needs to ask this question because, in a layman term, they misled the president and he lied to the Liberian people by saying that we receive social development funds. We haven't received a dime. Beside the list project that I have right now, go on building 2 bridges in the Cheesemonger area, not a dime. So all these developments that you see in District 70, all these things, the roads.
We'll come there. We'll come to some of the things you're doing in the district. Yeah. So, but my point is, so neither has the Ministry of Finance been able to talk to you, nor anybody giving you any clear-cut explanation or some assurance?
Absolutely not. I hope the superintendent of Montserrat County is listening to me right now. I hope some other caucus members are also listening to me that when Clarice opened this line, they can say something about it. Absolutely not. And I hope the Minister of Finance and the other people that are responsible in ensuring that disbursement come to the city for to this district for development. I hope they're listening also.
What are some of the projects you're undertaking at the moment in your district, for example?
Like I told you, priority number 1 was electricity. Priority number 2 in District 17 is roads, bridges, the roads and bridges. Our district is rural. Most of it, to be honest. Besides Virginia and Clash, Virginia and Browville, the rest of the districts are rural. You understand? So, rural rehabilitation has been top on our agenda. Bridges fixing. I inherited a district where 3 settlements. We have 7 settlements in Browville. I don't want to get into the civics or the whole thing, but we have 7 settlements. 3 settlements was cut off for almost 20 years, 15 to 20 years, or whatever they say, that which was Clay Ashton, Middlesbrough, Arlington, absolutely cut off from the
rest of the place.
Nobody, when you want to access it, you go through the hydro, White Plains, cross it, get the Zagaban fee before you get roads. Absolutely bad.
I mean, right here in Montserrat.
Yes. Roads are bad. Most of the sense about the motorcycle. I mean, it is there. So I think that was one of our first challenge, beside electricity, by making sure that those districts are accessible. Look, I sat here on this program and on this station and with your partner Julia, she was talking. I said, the road to development begins with development of roads, which is true. You understand? So that was one of the challenge.
How are you tackling it? I hear you saying government through lays building 2 bridges as part of your legislative project.
That's Cheesemonger.
Okay.
That's a whole different settlement. Okay. Because during the rainy season, they had a nasty disaster. The road split. All these things on my page and on my website. Torrential rain caused the whole road to split, so there was no access to get to market, to get to hospital, to school. Split the whole township, and you couldn't move. So that was a disaster. I got with the I reported that to the Minister of Public Works, but I'm sure because of other pressing priorities, they couldn't get there. So we decided, our district advisory council decided to shift the legislative project to those. To that, because it was their project. I think 1 or 2 people even lost their life there. So that is 75%, 80%. I'm sure before the end of this month, of next month, we will dedicate that. But that was it. That is it. Now you have a bridge that links Virginia to 3 other settlements. It has been down for years, many years. No way for car to access. Absolutely no way, for years and years and years. So we had to fix that. We had to do that. We had to put the hands in our pocket. You can't wait on government.
How much did that cost you? Is it over now? Completed now?
It's completed. Cars, as a matter of fact, cars being accessing it for the past year, it being completed, but we just beginning, you got to hustle for the mine. You hustle for the mine and you put it there. You understand? So that bridge is completed. I'll get in the cost for you, but let me tell you what all was complete. The bridge was completed, and we didn't leave it there. We opened the road. The last time a yellow mission was on that road was the former President Charles MacArthur Taylor. I don't know if I'm calling his name right, right? The president, former President Taylor. But we opened the road from Ashland, 21.6 kilometer of road from Ashland Jam down to Artington, where it used to be only a path. That corridor is open, and I want to say these are some of our contribution and support to the government. I think the government needs to get on that road there, and you understand and say, well, the citizens have done that. And, the people say, God help those who help themselves. I think it's time now for the government to see that road and say, well, the citizens have done that. Let us see if we can pave this corridor. Well, maybe I'm being, but that is it. The road is open. Cars are plying. People are going back claiming their properties. I see people building. I see a lot of development is going on the corridor. You understand? That was how I was able to access a collection from 1.5 hour or 1 hour 45 minutes. Now it's taking you 15 to 20 minutes. You understand? So that was one of the major projects that we undertook. Beside the entire district, all the communities, roads that they were maintaining. I think that was one of the great. And I like to say thank you to Senator Sir Joseph, who was very instrumental, especially the community roads. He was very instrumental in providing his yellow machine for us to use. You know what I mean? Of course, we had to feel it and that, but I just doing that because I know the cost we incur on renting 966 and motor grader on a daily basis for almost 37 days, opening that road. You do the math, Clarence. You rent the machines, you pay the operator, you fuel it. You do the math. I give my people a hint at the sitting. I said $45,000 was given as a legislative project. But just the project, the bridge and the road from Virginia to Artington, double that amount, plus some more. But we had to do it. That is a signature. That is a legacy project right there. It needs to be done.
At least it's pliable now.
My man, you can do East 75 on our road right now. You understand? We want to see. We're looking forward to the rainy season. To see what other I need that corridor to be open. I know what it will do for our district. We are with the rainy season to see what happens, and then we'll move.
What's the strength of your district in terms of what can they do? What can come out of the district? Are they involving agriculture as a result of the opening of some of these roads? What's going to happen?
First thing first, we fought for this tourism issue. Our bill will be law in a few days, so to speak. These cities, will be high on the agenda. Absolutely, the whole district will be high on the agenda to develop a tourism activity. Number one. Number two, farming. There's a lot of land there for farming, and that is going on right now. The sugar canes, massive sugarcane farms are in that area, and other things. People are even mining in that area. I'm told. Now I'm told, but I know. Because I've been there. So, but there's a lot of opportunities. I see people building. Since we opened the corridor, people are building stores. I hear a chloride factory is going there, and other development are going there. So I think the developmental possibilities are endless. So we just got to wait and see what happens.
Wow, that's good. Mm-hmm. That's good of you, Bernard Benson. Now let's talk about your ceremony over the weekend. Mm-hmm. You delivered your first annual legislative report.
Right.
What's the total number of projects you dedicated in your district as per the report you presented to the people? And what's your vision for, what did you say to them? From now to maybe around 2028, what do you envisage your district being like?
Well, lots of good prospect of our district. For now, the 2028, one of the biggest thing I hope entire district, including all 7 settlements, will have electricity. That I hope, but I'm sure. Um, we're also excited to announce a partnership with Aqua Life
Okay.
at the Red Hair Field location, that they have committed themselves to do a massive development in that area, including uh, the football field to a modern stadium, and also repairing the roads and the roundabouts there. Like when you enter in our district,
Okay.
and our office is going to take it further. Seek some partners to develop that area. You know, the Unity Conference Center area is that is the phase and entrance of our district right there. What is going on right there is totally unacceptable. And I said it. The squatters may have to move. That is the face of our district right there. So we have to develop it. So when people enter our district, they can know that that human beings. People are living here, and those development are also they also benefit the township of Virginia. You talk about a stadium that will be rented for games and crusades and other events, plus a recreational center. All that goes to the township. So we are very, 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 very excited about that. The groundbreaking ceremony will happen shortly. We're also excited about the Liberia Fire Service Bureau giving our district our own fire truck. The only thing we have to do now is complete.
They've done it.
Yes. But we don't have the truck yet until we complete the docking station for the engine, and we'll start on that project this week. But Clarence, a lot of other things, a lot of other prospect. I'm going to fight for a referral hospital that would our population, our threshold of our population have exceeded a number. We don't have a referral hospital in the district.
You don't have?
No, we
Do
don't.
you have a high school? Public high school?
We have public high schools that needs a lot of work, and we are doing it one at a time. This that in Clarence, the same SDF we are willing on to make some intervention in the public high school. Like for me personally, I had to buy chairs for some public high school, doors for some public high schools, and made some other interventions, things and so forth. Um, I was very impressed. I visited Blamacy High School the other day, and I saw they have a computer lab set up. Okay. So we will do everything. And I think that is one of the only high school in our district with a computer lab, public high school. So I'll do everything in my district to get that operational. Yeah, it is children learning all computer. You understand in the educational sector. But climate, just we've done a lot, especially on our own. Just like I told you, the roads in our district, they were all challenged, massively challenged. All the community road. I could name all year for you. I don't have them in my back. I could name all year for you.
What are you doing? Are you in any way working with the women in your district?
Women empowerment is. You talk about women empowerment. I think we spent almost $2 million in community. Because when you go to the community, the first thing the women tell you, the women say that, look, we need loans. They say loan, but it's grand for me because you give it and hope that they do well with it. And I mentioned that also. There have been notable development and success in those initiatives. The women of Maysburg Township utilized their funds, only $100,000, liberty to engage in farming, and is now selling their products to local markets at the same time affording members of the group access to funds of business. That was one of the success story. Also, the women of Roseville, they have decentralized their loans by opening business in Douala Some communities are doing good, and others are challenged too. But just like I said, almost $2 million VOA in the same women, Duke Farm, women, Brisbane Rural Community, women Christian community. I mean, I said the list and see. I don't want to board. I don't want to board our audience.
Let's move on and come to the Capitol building
Mm-hmm.
and talk about some of your politics there.
Mm-hmm.
How is everything now? Did I hear that an ECOWAS delegation is supposed to be in town to initiate a mediation effort again?
Yes. Look, Clarence, we for a lawmaker that may non-confrontation, I always like to call myself non-confrontational lawmaker. All we want is peace. We just came from a retreat that we had the Speaker of the Ghanaian Parliament lecture us, and for me, I took a lot from that lecture. But this whole impasse, let's talk about the whole impasse, Clarence. And I said it here and I'll say it again. The Supreme Court needs to come up and make clarity to what they did. I think for me, I always say I will blame the Supreme Court for everything that is going on.
You think so?
Yes, of course, Clarence. But you come on to give an opinion, and you give a vague opinion to even some lawmakers that when you give your opinion and you said ultra-virus, everybody took their phone
and start to define.
Yes. And right after that meeting, you got the majority bloc saying that it was victory for them. You got the majority bloc saying that it was a minority bloc saying it was victory for them. I think right there, the court should have seized that and say, look, this is what we mean. Pull in colloquia. That's what we understand. Simplify it. You understand? Now, you left everybody confused. Few days later, Minister of Justice concur with what the majority blacks have said. Okay, you see the confusion there. So I think this bill of information is important. We need to speak out because this thing is old right now. We need to concentrate on doing the job.
Bill of information.
Yeah, we need to concentrate on doing the job of the Liberian people, and we need to do that. All this impasse, all these things. For me, I'm more. Then in Clarence, I tell you, for me, I'm more interested in the affairs and the business of my district than what is going on at Capitol Hill.
You think the Supreme Court's interpretation of the Bill of Information will end this thing?
Absolutely, put an end to it.
How?
Because we took an oath. We took an oath to abide by the Constitution and the rules of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
In the event the court's interpretation is like this, for example, that J. Funati Kofa, of course, maybe the court will not say is the speaker, but let me put it this way. If the Supreme Court ruling is interpretation is that, look, the speaker remains the speaker, but he does not have the majority. The majority is the majority. They do not have a speaker. What will you do?
For that, if the Supreme Court said that for Nati Kofa is a speaker.
Yeah, he is a speaker. He doesn't have a majority. You are the majority, but you do not have a speaker.
But I would go to where the Supreme Court say we need to go to the speaker. I would do that. That's the law. I have to abide by the law. It doesn't mean that I'm going.
Say that again.
It doesn't mean that I'm going to join the minority. I'm not. It doesn't mean I'm going to join that block. But I will abide to what the Supreme Court say.
Where the speaker is.
There I will go. If Supreme Court say the speaker is with the majority block, I will stay right where I'm at. If they say the speaker is for Nati Kofa, blah blah blah, that is the law. That's where I will go. I'm saying it open here, but isn't that nothing hidden? But you think I will? You think I will know if you simplify the law to mean like that? You think I will disobey it?
And you think the Supreme Court will be as simple as ours right now?
They must. I'm calling on them to not confuse the Liberian people again.
We are not worried.
Maybe they'll come up with viral ultra or something like that. But let us say it as it is.
Probably, maybe the court too will want to be careful as not to get into your politics. So it is not seen as interfering in another branch.
No, well, interfering in another, they are there to interpret the law to the people. I'm going to law school. Nothing. They are there to interpret the law to the people, to simplify it to us and tell us what we're doing is right or wrong. Simple. And that's it. Where else is there to say, Clarence?
Why couldn't you remain where you were?
Because legislative politics is the majority. You understand that? It's nothing sentimental or you betrayed this, you betrayed that. At the end of the day, my people in my district not asking who I betrayed, they're asking where is our light, where is our road, where's our schools?
Let me tell you the question. Let me tell you the other question around this. Let me tell you the question around this other way.
Mm-hmm.
Supreme Court rules say Fonanti still the speaker, he get majority, and the other people he get speaker, but they get majority. And the majority comes out and say our decision was political. As far as concerned, we get our speaker. What will you do?
I will abide by what the Supreme Court says.
What the Supreme Court says.
Yeah,
you're clear on that.
I'm very clear.
Very clear.
But we took I know most of my colleagues in the majority even took an oath.
So at the moment, who do you consider the speaker?
I consider the speaker. I consider Honorable Kuhn the speaker. That's who I sit on.
Representative Richard Kuhn.
Representative Richard Kuhn is the speaker. That's who I sit on. Because from all indication, our Chief Justice said this is where we should be. Because we had a very unclear.
You mean the Justice Minister?
Justice Minister, said this is it. I see my government is working with the speaker. Who am I not to work with the speaker? The speaker is Honorable Richard Kuhn until otherwise. I hope I made myself clear.
When was the last interaction you had with Fonanti Kofa? And did you make effort to say, look, maybe the others are saying, Chief, big brother, just let this thing be.
Let me say this to you. You cannot find that many people that will tell you, say, me and them in problem. It's too much effort to be mad at people or to be having crush. I remember when the tourism bill, when the Senate concurred on the tourism bill, Honorable Kofa called me. As a matter of fact, I'm the first person to hit him up. I said, Chief, thank you. I still call him Chief. I said, Chief, thank you for the bill, blah, blah. He called me also to say congratulations. We spoke. You understand. These things are all political things, and then they put you in these situation that some people won't handle. But look, at the end of the day, Clarence, let the courts come out. I think one of the courts can settle this issue in our country.
Okay, let the court come out. Now, during the heat of the county meet, you posted something on your page. What's the intent of that? What were you saying?
It is true. That is the truth. I look. Let me say that my father is from Riverside County.
Okay,
you understand. Before I became a lawmaker, I used to wholeheartedly support Riverside's team, financially, morally, wherever way I could. But now, I'm a lawmaker of Montserrat County. And I was also born here in Montserrat County. Unfortunately, I see that most of our lawmakers, they're in Montserrat County, senators, lawmakers, but they are more interested in supporting
their country of the
native county than
the Montserrat.
Than putting that attention on Montserrat. So I decided that this county meet, I will put myself in forefront. I'm not leaving it up to the coaching staff or the superintendent or I will put myself I will give them my fullest support. I will be part of the process You understand? I will wear my I will show the people that I was born in Montserrat County and I'm a native from Montserrat County. And that's all I meant, because I don't think that we as lawmakers are giving them that grassroots support that we are giving our county of nativity. You understand? So I think I was clear with that. You know, I know I offended some people here and there, but I was clear with that. I think it's about time now we pay attention, because sports is a big unifying thing. You know, I think most radical company need those sorts of grassroots support, and that is where I'm going to come in this contribute.
Okay, Montserrado District 17 Representative Bernard Bensing is here. He's as blunt as he is on some of the issues. You heard his position on the horses situation is clear. He says, well, we hope when the Supreme Court interprets wherever it says the speaker sits, that's where I will be, because the law is the law, except the Supreme Court must not attempt to confuse all with another word. At that point, all will be confused again. 0777 700-995. You heard him talking about road projects in his district, and he says he will toot the Montserrado County team on his head this coming county meet. Liberia plays Sao Tome today at the SKD. Good morning. Wow. I'm not, the line is terrible, but I'll keep you on, yeah? Make some adjustments. Yeah.
You need to do some serious work in there. Either place what I'm now problem.
My man, I beg you, that your phone, that your phone, why you not taro up on the head? They say people you taro up. Why other people can call it can be clear, or you can call you call him from way somewhere beyond profit or they taro up. My man, go ahead, go ahead. The city of the SKT will slip up in it. I think I want this you. That's go ahead, man.
Don't make me laugh. Let me remember what the problem is in Georgia. You want to really don't forget about other issue there. But on the more serious note, let me comment on Honorable Blue that they will know you back. So you must comment up for us to be called you. We know you are honorable lawmaker, but the name are already speaking our mouth. That's why we can always call you that way. So let me commend him. Like for some of us, we get this piece of property on our side to that place, Allen's way there. If people call you out to say that road is pliable, it's so deep commend him. Like the last time when you were on Juliet Get Show, he said the same thing and I thought to commend him. So let me say thank you to him. Big thank you to you, Mr. Lawmaker, Honorable Lawmaker. We thank you. Even though the constraint that some of you going through by the rescue government, I know the king to can't rescue the nation or the king to can't rescue them and live with them. But let me say this. On the problem that Mr. Jackson asked you could just say no comment. You could just say a language that you wait what the Supreme Court will say. To end up well for us.
But in case the man won't be clear and honest with himself.
No, he will not clear. He will confuse this.
You understand him?
No, I understand it. He is very sad. He understand what you were saying.
The man understand himself. How you talk about the man? The man understand himself. Why he spoke the way he spoke?
He was just wanted to satisfy you, but you were not understanding what you were saying.
Oh, God.
Okay. Anyway. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
And good morning, peaceful. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Honorable Bernard Benson Blue. My name is Prince Nascimento Goto, and I do join the platform from Mantaguista, 13 resident. And I may appreciate the honorable man for for all the what I call advice, panel and deliberation. And you see, Honorable Bernard Blue Benson, he was not from the rescue. I supported the rescue, but I definitely go against two speakers within one country. And Mr. Benson, I make it effectively clear. And that means that let me give a revolutionary salutation to him. That when the Supreme Court, this is what we are waiting for. The Supreme Court come and rule that be very plain in their ruling. If Speaker Kofa is still the speaker and he need to do some due prayer to him, let us go to that person and we all will go in that direction. But when it becomes to come up with some judiciary and vocabulary that other people don't understand, I think it will continue to prolong the issue of two speakership in the country.
Okay, thank you, sir. Let me get you here. Hello.
Yeah, Clarence. Good morning. Good morning to Honorable Benson.
Good morning, Musa.
Yeah, Musa Sharif, former representative candidate, District number 2, Montserrat County.
Yeah, Musa.
To the honorable man in studio, I want to say thank you to you so much, especially when it comes to your position on the horses crisis. You were very clear, and then that's the way you're supposed to speak. You said, well, you are on the side of the law, especially so when you took the side of Speaker Kun. You did not just do that on your own. You were informed by a permanent or a very powerful legal person in the country. So that gave you the authority to move to where you are. That's correct, because we all said that the justice minister is the person that advises the president when it comes to legal issue. Mm-hmm. So based on that, you move there. So that is perfect. That is good. And you're also telling us again, look, when the very Supreme Court comes and say and something other than what they said earlier, when it became very, very opaque, that is, we can't see through their wordings, this time around when they come and bring clarity, again, where the law will be, that's the place I will go. I don't think, in my opinion, anything more clearer than that.
Thank you.
Honorable, I want to say thank you to that. Concerning your district, it's great. What you're doing is not bad, it's very fine. I just want for you to make sure please, whatever it can be, investment grouping or the government of Liberia, to bring back the Hotel Africa, the most valuable asset at Togo, and order put here in Liberia to make sure that it come back online. We'll be very happy about that. I want to say thank you, Bernard Blue Johnson, for your clarity on the legal issue when it comes to the house. Thank you.
Okay, he's actually Benson and not Johnson. I see. Thank you. Just okay, no problem, Musa. I see. Walauli trying to join me. Let me see what I can get. Musa, just drop the line. Hello.
Good morning, people.
Yeah, good morning.
This is the voice of Abubakar Sadiq Dupla, connected from District 17.
All right, Abubakar.
The region where the lawmaker represent. And let me quickly commenting for the district sitting. This is what we have been advocating for. We have been calling his attention to see how best he can actually report about his working. But basically, I'm concerned about the higher education in our district. The district is challenged in all sectors. Like you talk about rural, you talk about health, but the education is paramount. Young people are graduating from high school. We know technical schools in the districts. Apart from the tourism bill the lawmaker has focused on, I want to see what is his directions when it comes to education. Because you not only be focusing on the juniors, the kids.
Okay, education. Let me tell you Walauli Sibo. Dixon Sibo, let's hear you.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, Dixon.
Yeah, good morning to my colleague, my neighbor, Bernard Blue Benson.
Morning.
Thank you for your explanation this morning, ranging from Montserrat County and then to the Impasse on Capitol Hill.
Before you go further with your, maybe I know you want to comment on Capitol Hill thing, Dixie. Is it true that Montserrat, you are yet to get your share of the Social Development Fund?
Bernard Blue Benson, that's why I just thank him, because he has presented a good picture of the exact thing that has happened.
Wow.
And so we are going to be working with the rest of the caucus members to get to the end of it. I have got a different opinion, and I think that the Minister of Finance thinks that he can at any point in time just reappropriate without getting to the relevant authority, which is the legislature. And so I believe strongly that our monies have been used. That's my view. Again, I speak from an authoritative point of view, because I've worked on the budget for a long time. Having said that, I just want to go back to what Bernard Blue Benson have said, and I hope the colleagues on the other side can think like he's saying also. When I sat on your show, I was clear that we need to resolve this matter to do the Liberian people work. As it is now, he likes it or not, Bernard Blue Benson likes it or not, nothing is being done. The Supreme Court said what you are doing on your end is ultra-virus. The Supreme Court said we cannot take any decision because, again, we don't have the numbers.
Except that all of you were celebrating the ultra-virus.
Because our understanding, and that's why I like the way Bernard Blue Benson said. He said exactly what I said at the time I sat with you.
Yeah.
That for you to say ultra-virus, you confuse at our level, we get confused. Can you imagine the whole way down there?
Now, my first time hearing people go to court, somebody go to court, and everybody say they win the case.
Exactly. So again, it's my plea again with all of us as colleagues, no matter which side you are on. When the Supreme Court makes a clarity, and I like the way Bernard Bulbers said it, in the simplest Liberian English, let's put everything else aside and join the bandwagon. We've said on our side, if the Supreme Court rules and it says that Ponati is not the speaker, we will join the colleagues. But as far as we're concerned, they have done something unorthodox. We'll not join them until that is done. And that's why some of us don't care about the suspension they have done, because, again, you cannot suspend somebody when you are not a genuine person. So, again, thank you for Bernard Blueberry saying, encourage the rest of your colleagues to join.
They suspended you too?
Oh, yeah, of course. I gave you asked.
What month? When did they do that?
Just last week or so. I'm coming to that session. I'm saying your session is not legitimate.
The men will freeze your bill.
No, but man, I'll be around long. You know I will be around long.
All right, JJ, let's hear you. Let's review. Good morning.
It's a privilege.
Yeah.
Good morning that I'm on your media outlet. This is Focus, Clarion from the Southeast.
All right, Focus.
Let me say thank you to the Lawmaker Institute. Just quickly, one thing that claimed my attention. It's the issue of the ultraviolet. And Clarence, to be very frank, listen to my big brother, and someone I'm seeing to be very, very respectful in law body. The last time I checked record, the minority said they were having session. And the majority said they were doing business. But Representative Dixon said something which claimed my attention. I think DJ Blue should also please have a comment on them. The budget has passed under the stewardship of Richard Kuhn. But I heard the representative say nothing have done Capitol Hill. There are other officials who are confirmed, not confirmed, but other instruments that are being passed under the stewardship of Richard Kuhn. But Representative Dixon said nothing have happened on Capitol Hill. I want to know from DJ Blue what could be the interpretation, even though he's not the one who made a statement, but he's a lawmaker.
Okay, thank you. Let me tell you, friend, Sir Foco. Foco, long time. How are you?
Morning, Clarence. I'm good. Morning. I'm okay.
Okay, Foco, let's hear you.
For everything too. Okay, so basically, I called this morning to applaud my colleague, DJ Blue, for his splendid and very clear explanation this morning. On the issue of our development funds within the different districts in Liberia, most especially Maserado, we have not gotten a dime, not just district number 9, but all of the 17 districts in Maserado. We have not gotten that money. I don't know who informed the president, and the president made that pronouncement or whatever statement he made on the State of the Nation address that we received that money. No, we have not received that money. So I think the president is to go back to ask why we have not received the money after they misinformed him that the money has been distributed to the different districts in Maserado. However, to the issue of ultra-viral, I think, okay, DJ Blue, I agree that you took instruction or based on the interpretation from the Justice Minister, you were able to make your decision. That is fair enough. That's
my man, Honorable Blue, not
but
DJ Blue, Honorable Blue.
That is okay, that's fair enough because that man.
The man said you could. The man said he's calling you honorable, so you should.
Honorable Benson, Honorable Fouquet.
That man doing my
don't mind it, man. The man want to pull your leg. Go ahead, Foucault.
Yeah, that man doing my brother. So whatever the case is, comes Wednesday, the Supreme Court will not be ruling again. The Supreme Court will just be giving her interpretation
an opinion
in our
on the
different
matter.
vernacular. Yeah, in simple English. So from both sides.
That Wednesday, right?
The Supreme Court interprets, for which I understand that the Supreme Court have already said that whatever that has happened from that side about having speakership is wrong. We stand by the law, and whatever the law interprets on that day on Wednesday is what we stand by. And we hope that our brothers, Richard Kuhn and his team, should be able to respect the rule of law. They should respect the rule of law. Thank you, and thank you, Honorable Bernard Benson.
Okay, but Fogo, you taking your pay? The man gone. The man gone. Okay, let me take the final call. This number keeps calling. Hello?
Yeah, good morning, Clarence. How you
Good
doing?
morning. I'm good.
This is Edwin Clark. Honorable Benson, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for the hearing on Saturday in Addington. We appreciate. But I have three concerns.
Now your hometown, my man.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm calling.
Mm-hmm.
Honorable Benson, I have three concerns. We'd like to say thank you for the initiative you have started when it comes to the road condition in Addington from Maysborough to Addington. See a good bit of sun. But my concern has to do with the other remaining two roads. The one that leads from Broadway Store, Town to Addington. We believe that's the shorter route. Then the one from the Harjo to Zagaman Town. What are you doing towards that?
Zagaman
Secondly, Zagaman Fee, yeah. And secondly, the issue has to do with the clinic in Addington. Over the years, there have been serious critical problems. The clinic in terms of medicine, in terms of health workers, and so forth. Hope you are aware of that as well.
Okay.
And for my final point, there's a company in Addington doing man. I don't know whether it's on the laws of Liberia. Called an exotic company.
Exploration.
Are you aware of that as well?
Sure.
And if so, where are we with that? Thank you.
Okay, so we're not taking any more call. We got limited time. Representative Benson, let's hear you respond to this concern.
Yeah, so the first one, let me respond to his concern. We talk about roads, and you heard the constraints that we are faced with. Absolutely no money is coming in the district to do it, so we are doing it ourselves. So it's little by little. We're hoping that the legislative project this year will cover the road from Jatu Town. From Buba Town to Coman to Jatu Town and leads up to Addington. Then our whole district will be open. As far as the clinic, in Addington, I hope you listen. We said that thanks to the Church of Latter-day Saints, they actually donated over $168,000 on the public health facility there, and they are expanding and they're doing a great job there with it right now. So that construction is going on. I didn't make mention on. Let me say this. I love to be clear. Let me say thank you to the Minister of Public Works. There are a lot of intervention going on in our district, and the Minister Giddings, hats off. The VOA road, that road has been in a dilapidated state for many years since the war. But now a massive work is going on there, including a concrete pavement. And I'm also glad to also report that we saw in the paper big documents out for the Jatuno Town to Nascot Village Road, and also the mean bridge that separates Virginia and Clacton. So I'm looking forward to those developments. Also, I want to see so there's a caller that called and asked about the legal implication on saying that nothing else has been done. Look, let me say I said some things we leave it up to the legal minds to make those decisions, because I have no legal backing, I have no legal background. I don't want to come and say something here that will go wholeheartedly against what we've been saying. So once again, we will continue to fight, me and my colleagues, for those funds to be added. There's a project that was already earmarked that is to open the corridor from Ricks to Gidima, all the way down to Nizo, and also to fully rehabilitate the Bonware Community Health Center. Okay. So we are looking forward to get funds to start that development. So many things will be happening. Hope the citizens can join us on this Friday for the groundbreaking ceremony of our fire station hub at Iron Gate, and we look forward to contributions from the citizens. Be a part of your community initiative. I look forward to that. Okay.
Representative Bernard Benson, thank you ever so much for coming, and let's hope that we'll have more of these conversations coming in. Tomorrow morning we'll be here. Representative Benton, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, Clara. Thank you for having me.
Okay, this is from the Liberia National Police.